They took me away from us. They gave me no. That's true. I
Being 6:30, I'll call the meeting to order. Please stand for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic that stands one nation under God. The first thing I'd like to do is thank everybody for your participation in the Red Kettle Challenge. I know we had many residents that volunteered this weekend, and also thank you for all those that were involved in putting up the Christmas tree. That was many hours of work. Appreciate that. We have some presentations tonight. Presentation of Certificate of Merit, Officer Wood, presenters Chief Rick.
Good evening, Mayor Council. It's my honor and privilege to get to present this award to Officer Wood this evening. But before I get to the presentation, I'd like to read the event that occurred back in May. In recognition of your exceptional dedication and compassion, this Certificate of Merit is awarded to Officer William Wood for his excellence in police work that brings favorable recognition to the town of Bartonville and the Bartonville Police Department. On May 29th, 2024, Officer Wood responded to a critical situation where a male subject required immediate medical attention. Despite Officer Wood's best efforts in performing CPR, he could not revive Mr. McLaughlin. However, Officer Wood's actions went way beyond the call of duty. He not only performed CPR with professionalism and urgency, but also provided steadfast support to his wife during this incredibly difficult time. Officer Wood stayed with her until family members could arrive, offering comfort, reassurance, and a moment of profound loss. Demonstrating true compassion, also would continue to check in on Ms. McLaughlin, providing ongoing support that extended way beyond his official duties. His dedication was further recognized when the family invited him to attend the father's celebration of life, a true testament to the deep impact he made during a very difficult time. Officer Wood's actions embody the highest standards of the Bartonville Police Department, and his commitment to serving the community with empathy and care is truly commendable. Please join me in congratulating Officer Wood on receiving this departmental award.
Congratulations. Okay, picture.
I get one with the family real quick,
Yes.
Sure.
if that's all right. Since we like one here. Oh, yeah.
In my side. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hold on, we need one.
One more.
Oh, yeah, we need you.
Okay, wait, look at
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
She's gonna be our town attorney, Mr. Ed Ross. You come up here, please.
Thank you very much.
Proclamation and appreciation of our town attorney. Whereas I, Jacqueline Carrington, Mayor of the town of Bartonville, on behalf of the town council, wishes to express the town's sincere appreciation to Ed Voss for his invaluable service to the town of Bartonville in his capacity as town attorney. And whereas Ed Voss was hired to provide legal services to the town of Bartonville, and whereas his expertise, dedication, professionalism have greatly contributed to the success and integrity of the town's governance. Whereas Ed Voss has demonstrated exceptional commitment to upholding the law and serving the best interests of the town of Bartonville and its residents. Whereas Ed Voss' dedication has been instrumental to enhance the welfare of the town of Bartonville and its residents. Now, therefore, I, Jacqueline Carrington, Mayor of the town of Bartonville, Texas, on behalf of the town council, do hereby recognize and commend Ed Voss for his invaluable contribution and dedication of service to the community. Be it further proclaimed that the town of Bartonville extends its heartfelt gratitude and best wishes to Ed Voss's future endeavors, proclaimed and signed today, December 17th, 2024. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thanks, Ed.
One, Mayor.
Oh. Possible. You get to have this sign to put up.
Thank you very much.
New office in the garage or wherever. Thank you. Appreciate it. You're welcome. Closed session pursuant to the Open Meeting Act, Chapter 551, the town council will meet in closed executive session in accordance with Texas Government Code. Number 1, Section 551.074, personnel matters to deliberate and consider appointment, employment, evaluation, reassignment, duties, discipline, or dismissal of public officer, employee, to wit, town attorney. Number 2, Section 551.071, consultation with town attorney to seek legal advice of its attorney regarding the resignation of town administrator Thad Chambers in any and all legal issues related thereto. Number 3, Section 551.071, consultation with town attorney to seek legal advice of its attorney regarding Frontier Waste Solutions contract and any and all legal issues related thereto. Time being 6:37, we're now convened in the closed session.
No, I'm so glad you got this done. You got this done. You got it. I have I know it's wrong. Her mom. Sorry. I didn't introduce myself. I started asking questions. You're okay. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. 7 years. Yeah, my husband was hospital about these things. I feel like you're like.
No more. No, he actually, he had a few years, but he's gonna try to keep it for traffic.
Yeah, yeah, just kind of fast. We'll keep that forever, but.
Either stop or Whataburger, come down there and go, great flight.
Yeah.
A week ago, she ended up in the middle of the parking lot, and she remembered who I was. And when she started getting the trade, she realized she wanted to calm down here and get the help she needed. But her same woman, she was like, I so walked out. Not do that again, but she really, she reacted to it. We had.
I was like that, that would be good.
From that. And so she estimated.
Yes, yes.
So again, I appreciate y'all coming. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Y'all always call on me.
I live on.
I did, I actually, I told her the other day that, I went to type the kitchen and I forgot as we were driving off that day and she was. So, very good, thank you. I appreciate it. There's a few times that I've tried lying. I made the time as soon as you got the car, and everything else back. I appreciate it.
Whatever reason, yeah. Thank you. See you soon. Yes, yes. Yeah. That's. And I just saw it. Yes, I've talked about it. That's what I was talking about. Yeah. Very here. I like that. Yes, I've done it. So, wait, you ready for Christmas? I am. Yes. Yeah, you guys like it? I can imagine. I told you to enjoy it. Yes. I told you that's what we have. Oh, and so I was like, what did I? Where's the other 10? Yes, but I have. You know, a lot of people. Well, I'm very excited. Of course, oh, anytime, especially if you ever have any problems. I'll do it. I'll do it. Thank you, dear. Appreciate it. Hi, gentlemen. Adams, how are you?
I'm Grant. It's good to meet you.
Likewise. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
And I'll check when I get in tomorrow, and make sure they got you set up. Well, is she under your name?
Adams, and it's under, probably under my husband's name, Joseph Adams, Joe Adams. He said the lady was very kind. She got back to me. She said, sir, we're just not ready yet. Can I get back to you? He said, absolutely.
Yes, we just now got the residential list from the previous company, and so we've been trying to import it to get everybody's accounts set up. And so it's been a very quick.
Well, the problem was that he hates the monthly pays, and so he already paid a year in advance to the other company. And so he had to call and get the refund, and that's when they said, are you sure that's happening? He said, oh, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I'm looking at the literature, yeah.
No problem, no refund. It was,
Well, we actually.
anyway, it'll be fine. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yes, we'll definitely get you taken care of.
No worries at all. We're easy. We're easy. All that hurry happened earlier in life.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I was telling my dad and I were talking about that the other day. He said, he said, it's a lot easier to
It just
go with the flow.
no, you do. And sometimes we don't want to or not, but you do.
Yeah.
Because you, we used to say, we're always multitasking. I learned very quickly, no, you're not.
Yep, you're
You're
forgetting
doing
stuff.
more than one, you're not doing.
Yep, yep.
I keep telling my daughter that. I have two girls.
Never too late.
And one like you, well, she's married, but no kids. They travel a lot as well as work a lot. We have one grandson, they're down in College Station.
How old is the grandson?
He is 17, getting ready to be 18 in March. He's in his senior year.
That's my oldest nephew, right?
Is that right?
Yeah.
Big time deal.
It is, it is. I gave him the opportunity for his 18th birthday, in June, and I gave him the opportunity. I said, listen, so for your 18th birthday, we're going to go on a road trip. I said, you get a 12-hour drive time. I said, you figure out things you want to go see. He's like, I was like, well, I said, I'll take you. I was like, you just tell me where you want to go. I'll pay for it.
No, yeah, there's no way.
All right. Yeah. So I think we're gonna go hiking. So I think we're gonna make a pit stop in Arkansas and go hiking and kind of make our way up that way and then loop back around. Yeah, I'm super excited.
That sounds like fun.
And then he has a little brother who's 15. He's a punk right now. He's the class clown and the socialite. He's a little punk, and I told him, I was like, listen, I was like, when you turn 18 too, I'll give you the opportunity. I was like, but you gotta be 18. I was like, you need to be an
And a
adult.
little more mature.
Yes, you need to be an adult. The oldest one, he's always been way more mature than his age, and so it's like,
Way worse. with
Yep.
kids.
yep. Then the youngest one, he's a brat, so he's a little punk, he's a little class clown, he likes to make everybody laugh. Yeah,
I'm sure his parents enjoy that.
oh, yeah, oh, yeah, it's never a lot of entertainment with them around.
That's too funny. Kids are something else. They're very different.
Yeah, very entertaining.
That is, we have a contract with them. The 2000, our station. Quite a bit.
Oh, yeah. Sure, very.
But the data pictures of the station through.
Yeah.
You ready for the first one to go on board?
First range, that one's right there.
Yeah, I guess that's the other thing. The lady told us that we wouldn't be getting our cards until later.
You'll get your cards this week, your Frontier cards, and then your Waste Connections cards will be picked up after your last service on the 30th, after the 30th. So you can just leave them out of the road after they get service on the 30th.
So I gather from reading your website and all the stuff that said that you're using a machine to pick up those. Yeah,
Shower down there.
because of the placement and everything.
Yeah,
I
they
thought,
used to,
okay, this
they
will be
wanted a
different.
neighborhood.
It'll be different. We have to make sure our position is right.
Yeah, as long as you're at least 3 foot away from a mailbox or parking lot.
I'll just put it right in the middle of the driveway.
Yep.
We have a gate. And then I'll just walk in front of that.
Yeah.
It'll be fine.
Which those ones are already jammed.
Yeah, they typically go just straight up and straight down, but you never know, so we always like to give a little buffer room in
Yeah,
there.
we don't want to lose the mailbox. That's true. That's true.
They saw the state style.
And it's, the pickup is Thursday versus Monday, so that'll be getting a little used to as well.
Yes, and then the first service will also still be on that Thursday. It won't be affected by the new year. We're gonna still service on Thursday. We don't wanna cause more confusion if the day change. Yeah.
I'm sure it'll be interesting in the beginning as we're all getting used to it.
Oh, yeah. That's why I told him, I said, you're gonna hear some things in the beginning. I said, but nobody likes change. They just gotta get used to it a little bit. I said, after they do, they'll be fine.
You're right about that.
Yeah.
Nobody likes change.
No, nobody
When
does.
it's for the better.
Yep.
Yeah.
I said, everybody always has to get used to it. You're gonna have your fees that are hooping and hollering. I was like, give them my number, I'll talk to them. Not by visiting them.
So are you guys doing something additional as far as all the forms?
That's gonna
I know
be
that
five,
or something new.
11, and
That's one of the things they talked about.
We're trying to. With such a quick turnaround, we've had a hard time trying to find somewhere else to take it besides the landfill.
Yeah.
Especially with how much tonnage is out here, so it's very, very heavy. And so we're still working on that. We're trying to work that angle, trying to figure out other places we can take
There's a
it.
lot of,
Yes, yes.
they're drawn to this area. Very frankly, we like them a lot better than the multi homes.
Yep.
It's, I love the drive.
They're pretty.
It's great.
Yeah.
Try to keep my wife out here. One boat.
You're not the only one. There are other people that said the same thing. They come out here and they say, we didn't know this existed. I said, we got to get here.
You're still really convenient to get just about.
Well, I mean,
We
it's
are
when you
now.
do that.
Things that are close to- We were just talking, and I've been here 37 years, so we've seen a lot of change. Everything is so. It's like 30 minutes. Doctor, and that was not that way when we came out here initially. So that's been different. There's an up and downside to it, true, but the drive is beautiful. Isn't it?
Really pretty. Yeah.
It is, it's pretty town.
It's a very pretty town. I drove pretty much all the roads last week going and visiting the horse farms, and there's beautiful horse farms out there. Yes. I was especially the
Lots of
one,
acreage.
yes, especially the one out on, Bartonville.
Yep.
That one's huge and beautiful stadiums and everything. Yeah.
It's been good, and the word of horse people gets around very quickly.
Mhm.
So anytime some land comes available, it's like,
I want that, yeah.
well, we surely seen the prices of homes go up though. Good.
Taxes.
It's been,
Mexico.
I was looking at some things online, and I said, that is just dirt. Some application on our property, we have 3.5 acres and lots of.
Something over here,
I mean, it's,
Yeah, no, it's-
and still.
Mhm. That's how it is in Foxborough too.
It's a very expensive distance to be in your.
Makes it different. Hi, how are you? I'm Siobhan. Siobhan.
Talk to
Guys, right to Louisville, we got that. A lot of very promising to do what you find your thing.
We got some things. We do not have somewhere to take your reward yet.
Yeah.
It's just.
Yeah, we're still working on it. We're trying to figure out.
Worked out.
Yeah, it's just because it's been such a.
What do you do today with it? I wondered about that. I never even thought about it.
Do you have a horse farm?
No, I don't. And we've been here 37 years, so we've seen a lot of things, and I've seen bins cleaned out and all the other, and I thought, I just assumed you did something on the side with it.
There is a company called, and I guys can look it up, O2 Compost. That does this kind of cool, it was a little bit too much for my brain, but they run steam and air through it, so it composts it really quickly.
Yeah.
And they have these concrete, you can either do smaller for and they basically convert it to usable dirt.
See, in my head, I was thinking that already existed, so that's kind of new and different.
Today you can compost it, but you need land that you can turn it.
And
So you, for the amount of waste we produce, you'd want a few acres that you could have rows, and then every 6 to 12 days you turn it. And if you need to, if it's hot summer, you sprinkle it. Cause it's amazing, if you cut into the middle of it, it's hot, like it heats and for instance, organic matter. Right now, we, unfortunately, in front of the radiators off of 1171. And then dismal, so we've bought
Your
a
conflict
18
is.
yard, 18, some big dump trailer. So we dump it, but it's hard because, you know, it works outside the farm, so every Sunday he's dumping manure. So it's-
They're actually.
This is-
Cause you're talking about actual, right?
But that's what we do. And then we do have a 6 yard that they done twice a week that helps us cut down on it, but, and we go,
Hardly touch.
we go to living or whenever it's rained and we can't get into the neighbor's field and they're living or. Now it works out,
So they process it for you?
we just give it to them and then they compost it and sell it.
I bet they do.
No, he goes to.
Even south. Yeah, they'll take it. There's a section. Those,
And I saw one similar to this area, they said.
Yeah, the down.
What is the other one they are down?
Yeah, they're not. It's so good.
He said it's near the But, I can check in with them.
Yep.
That's what we've been trying to find a couple different avenues to see
Trainers there to deal with them.
That's right.
if we have any other ways to be able to get besides just to the landfill.
Well, and I've talked to my shavings, the people that bring shavings, like your bringing shavings, you could take them over. The shavings trucks are pretty pristine.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I was gonna say.
And, there's no way, his shavings truck is. 14. Oh, yeah, so there's no way I can fill it, even though we're in it.
How many horses do you have?
Now they have some tight knit family, because my other one, it's usually about. I think it's 22. You wanna be
Wow.
And you can spread it, you know, manure spreader, but you always spread compost it.
Have the same thing.
And you still have to have a pile to spread it. We have people that are in Barrington Hills, and so they come pick it up. When it's, that's not really sustainable.
Every time.
So they're in executive session.
Yeah. They've got 2 or 3 things to talk about. I was like, it's pretty good, 30 minutes or so.
So where do you work?
Linda, you and Jeter.
Okay, so we own this house, so I'm good friends with Jen.
Yeah,
And we looked, and it's at the very top of the hill to the right. This was before Liberty had expanded, but it was gonna end up looking at Liberty, so we didn't want to do that, but I think it was 3 or 8 acres. We could have a horse there.
yeah, we have 3.5 acres.
And do you get any Liberty traffic? Did they open?
No, we
So they can't get
lobbied
through.
way
Yeah.
hard to have that closed. But guys, our folks talked to me about an emergency. And everybody said, no, once you open that gate, we'll never get it closed again. But Liberty was good. I mean, homeowners all came together and said, we're not having that. I said, you know, one family moved in and realized that they couldn't go through the gate. So they had their kids driving their golf cart into a lady's yard. And going around the fence.
They couldn't walk. Back in the day, I walked to school up both ways.
More importantly, they weren't supposed to be getting through, and so Liberty found out about places. No, there's a reason for the fence, and now we're gonna extend it, and you can't.
Yeah, that actually happens at my apartment complex I moved into in June. We have a gate like that it stays locked, and the only way it gets open is if there's a fire emergency. That's right. And people were taking their vehicles and driving up over the curb onto the grass, and my house like faces right at it. He's like, is your camera picking up? At 7:30, every morning, these cars coming by, driving around the gate. Hitting water head sprinklers and everything, so they took the gate and they just extended it out, just out into the field right there, because trying to block people from driving, who does that?
I don't know, and who doesn't check in advance before they buy a house?
Yes.
That move. was weird. Now, where is your,
So Porter Road,
oh, okay.
it's, if you look on Porter, it's right on top of the hill. It's called Forest Life.
Yeah. Of course, I've been by all the roads out here.
Yes.
Neat. So how long? you
You're
been
probably
there?
one of the people that stops at the stop signs, right?
Always.
And we're sitting there, especially in, I've covered it on it, so the back of it faces Porter, so you can't see because it's enclosed. And people will stop at the intersection with, Stone. I said, and then they, it's like a race, how fast did it top the hill?
Don't you feel that?
Horses get quite excited. 5 years.
5
We'll
years.
go for 5.
Ah.
So, and prior to that, I lived in Flower Mound for 20 years, and I managed Flower Mound Farm for a couple of years. And I don't like it. I was lucky, I knew some people that when they put that place, and they decided to sell it.
Yeah, there's quite a bit of that out here too. It's like a house was for sale and it's gone. Yeah, somebody well in advance, that's just a process.
Little word of mouth going around.
It's a lot of that.
That's how it is, that's in Texoma too, I mean, there's the.
Oh, I'm sure that-
It doesn't even go on the market, it gets listed, and it's immediately gone before it's even on. the
Word of
market.
mouth, yeah.
Mhm.
Well, it's one of these few places that you really feel like you're still in the country. I was just at a convention for my sport in Seattle, and I used to go to Seattle a lot for work and haven't been back in 15 years. Just can't find the city. It's just so.
See, it does that to you, and when you get to the other end, much lower than you guys do. Then you start thinking about as much space as I've got, and then you start looking at what it's gonna be like, and we're like, claustrophobic.
Mhm.
I mean, you get used to having elbow rooms, you don't want somebody.
Yeah. I like to be able to sit on the porch and not stare.
There you go.
That's what I like, I
Well,
like
that's
to.
what my neighbor who likes it. Subdivided in that, no discussion, it has got lots of. So,
That's pretty intersection.
it just, it's where my house is, but it's just fun.
When you look back, they're all in the office.
You know, long ago, my husband always said, I want 100 acres, I wanna be right in the middle of it, I don't wanna see anybody, and I said, sweetie, that wouldn't last. Well, yeah, I said, no, I mean, you're gonna have neighbors eventually, and you're gonna hear all the different stuff. We've seen all that happening. That development that's just started on Jeter Road, next to the Knight's Landing, across from the log cabin.
Oh, yeah, oh, right, I know, I used to buy my hay from that land. They used to have that white,
The white deer, found deer. Yeah. You know, I actually saw one a few months back. And it was on that land before he started all the excavation. And it was right out there with cows. I almost missed it. Came around the curve and I thought, it's not a cow. And it was one of the fallow deer. So there's some still out and about here. They're just very elusive now.
they need to be.
Amen to that.
Yeah, but as everything encroaches around, it's just, yes, they can.
Like you said, all the roads.
That's what we last grocery store, so.
So that's what we get here.
No.
No.
We love it.
Now he left with his
Yeah,
family.
Cause you know what the.
And then it boss the town attorney.
He's retired.
Everybody.
That's what I said. I said, Andrew, he said, I am not. I said, yeah, you are too. We need you. He said, I've done this long enough. I think he's pretty excited about it.
Yeah. Yeah, I keep.
Yeah, so
Not quite.
Yeah.
It sounds better.
The best thing, control over your schedule.
Yeah.
Hands down, the best.
Do you have grandkids?
Only one,
Okay.
and he's in another town. He's a speaker in high school.
Okay. Cause I've a lot of older,
Yeah.
parents who have retired, but they're taking care of their kids.
The one I'm really surprised, and some it's perfect, and others are like, I don't have any time myself anymore. And I said, you got control over your schedule. You need to.
I mean, there's like.
No, that's the best.
Now you can think about it.
But if you get signed up for all that, you just, you're being a parent again.
Yeah, maybe have.
Yeah, it's. Cause I didn't want to run there.
So you guys are far from here?
Order my groceries for delivery or go pick them up.
We can stop.
Even if it were, how you did.
It's about 55 minutes.
Yeah, I can leave how long it takes to get to your house.
That used to be a beautiful town. Boy, did that explode.
It did explode. I will say, I do still love McKinney. It's still, even though it's a bigger city now, it does still have like that small town feel and the people that have that small town feel.
31 minutes.
Plus, I live up on the northern side, right on the urban park, so I don't get as much as all the traffic, you know, hear all the traffic, so I'm probably about 5 miles over 75.
Those lights.
So I don't hear as much of the traffic, but
Probably better off.
380 now, that's
crazy.
That's crazy.
It's like a raceway.
Yes, it's crazy. I looked at a place that's real similar to the setup of mine on the
You see that.
our office.
That's in North Haven.
Oh, this would be perfect. I'll be right in the office. It's like 7 miles.
Yeah,
to
really sharp
25 minutes.
Got it.
Yeah.
I'm 15 miles from the office now, and it takes me maybe 15 minutes. so.
I have friends that live right off 380. They're just devastated so bad.
Yes,
It takes a lot in your hands every time.
Yeah, if you don't ever try to cross 380, if you are crossing 380, you need to do it at a light at an intersection. I will go out of my way to drive through a parking lot to get to the next intersection, to go across it. It's just, there's drive like crazy, and it's 3 lanes both sides, so you never know, to be falling coming down there. Yeah, it's
All of the above, all of the above. I actually bowl twice a week in Denton.
Okay,
And so I'm on close to 380 and I think, yeah.
yeah, it's just, and Lord forbid you hit it at rush hour, you're at one stoplight, you scoot up a little bit, and you're sitting at this stoplight, there is no continuously going through and getting all green lights, you're going to be
Got
stopped.
it.
No. No.
That's like that.
Yeah.
We decided. Discussed your.
Yeah.
Time being 7:06, we'll convene into open session. Number 1, section 551.074, personal matters to deliberate, consider appointment, employment, evaluation, reassignment, duties, discipline, or dismissal of public officer or employee to wit town attorney. Action will be taken on agenda item I1. Number 2, section 551.071, consultation with town attorney seek legal advice of its attorney regarding the resignation of town administrator Thad Chambers and any and all legal issues related thereto.
Now, Mayor, a motion, move to accept the resignation of Town Administrator Thad Chambers, to approve the waiver of the 2 weeks notice provision specified in section 3.09 of the town's personal and administrative regulations manual regarding notices of resignation, and to ratify the settlement agreement and release of claims executed by the mayor and Thad Chambers dated December 13, 2024.
Second.
All those in favor? Motion carries 5-0. Thank you, Kenji. Number 3, section 551.071, consultation with town attorney seek legal advice of its attorney regarding Frontier Waste Connections contract and any and all legal issues related thereto. Action will be taken during agenda item I2. Number F, public participation. If you would like to speak to the council, please fill out a form and hand it to Shannon. Please indicate on the form if you wish to speak during the discussion on a specific agenda item. Remember, council members are not allowed to answer questions during public participation. Please state your name and address for the record. Shannon?
No, ma'am.
Appointed representative liaison reports, number 1, Upper Trinity Regional Water District Bill.
He is not here, but he sent me something. He wanted council to see a year in progress and just a quick snapshot, so once it comes up. Progress of the, let me see if I can make this a little bit bigger. We just wanted to show the dam embankment, beginning of 24, the end of 2024, intake tower, both same time, spillway, and then the pump station. So you just wanted to show that construction is going and moving forward. And that's all he had.
All right.
Thank you. Number 2, Denton County Emergency Service District Chief Bond.
Good evening, Mayor Council, Merry Christmas, hope everyone had a happy holiday. November was a busy month for us, but not as busy as usual. Actually, we had a little bit of dip in call volume. We've been all year long, I've been getting up here and telling you, we've been 18%, year-to-date growth, I mean, which is a lot. We did down to about 17%, so we did have a little bit. Some of that, I think because of the rain we've had this past month, we've had some rain. It did help us with some grass fires leading up to that. We were having some pretty good. Our biggest one was almost 40 acres, so we had a pretty good fire on the west side, and we were I-35 in Argyle. But even our EMS calls were down by about 40, but I still think we'll end up being over 3,800 calls per year, which will be our biggest year. We'll be sending out an annual report, saying here's kind of the year review, and you'll get that in the next report. We'll do that as well. November was also busy, just in general, everything we do out in the community. You recall our report, we did the Veterans Day, we did the big flag return ceremony, which was a huge hit. We'll be doing that in the future as well. We also, for Thanksgiving, we collected over 200 pounds of foods that we donated to the Argyle Food Bank. So that was something new we'd never done before. So we just always trying to find ways we can give back. And in December, we partnered with a couple different charities for food and toys, and we did Sadie Keller Foundation, which is Sadie Slay, and so in Lane Tanner, we did had the big furnace with all the lights and Santa out there, and people came and dropped off just a bunch of toys. So it's neat. It really makes it feel good. And of course, we did the tree lighting here on December 7th, and we did Santa came around the neighborhood in Bartonville last night. So there's a lot of good things are happening. I did want to give an update on the ambulance. As you know, we do have an ambulance expected to arrive in February. I have completed all the interviews. We are hiring 6 firefighters. We'll be putting that paramedics in service for that. We did get some news this week from the manufacturer. They are running into some delays, but we are working on a workaround. They're going to give us a loaner ambulance until that one gets here. Hopefully that won't be too long, but they're a little bit discouraging when they've been telling me for weeks now. It's gonna be February, and then we're running into some delays, so, but they are willing to work with us, they're gonna give us something that we can get that ambulance in service, so. But I've already completed interviews, I'm preparing to hire them, and I need the ambulance to put them in, so, hopefully we're gonna get that going here in February, so. Other than that, I'll take any questions you have.
Any questions? Thank you, Chief.
All right, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Happy holiday, Merry Christmas.
Police Department, November 2024 statistics, Lieutenant Scudder.
With the mayor, council, staff. So I'm glad Chief got up here and said they didn't have too busy of a month, because ours actually kind of did too. If you want to look, we actually had 0 alarms commercial, which is kind of crazy because normally that's skyrocketing. We had 0 crashes on 407, which is also kind of staggering. So that's also one of our big ones. So we also did have kind of a low month with the holidays, maybe the rain, cold. Look to the uniform crime reporting. We just had one offense this month. It said it was human trafficking, which no humans were trafficked. It's the FBI says child exploitation is human trafficking, so we did have a child exploitation case that we did. So there was no actual humans trafficked in Bartonville. And then go through here. And we're back to full 24/7 coverage. Obviously, we had Josh get hired, and we have one in our background process right now, so we should be full by January. So that'll be nice. Toy drive, I know it wasn't November, here this month, we had 43 kids that we did the Blue Santa for, so they picked up all their presents yesterday, so we just finished that. So that was pretty big. They were from Denton ISD and Louisville ISD, so that was nice. Other than that, if there's any other questions?
Thank you, Mr.
Awesome.
Morgan. Consent agenda, this agenda, wait, administration.
Thank you, Mayor.
2024.
Before I start on the financial report, I just wanted to make sure that everybody knows that the May 3rd generally election filing period begins January 15th and will end February 14th. We will be calling the election at the January meeting. So, I will let you guys know once the candidate packet is ready and available. Okay, regarding our financials. Overall, this is month 2 of our fiscal year, so there's not much going on yet, but we are on target, and also wanted to let you know that in this report, it does reflect the budget amendments that you approved at the last meeting in October. In November. For all general fund revenues, we did not see a lot of property tax. I thought we'd get a lot more coming in November, but maybe December will be the number. I know personally, my mortgage company paid mine in December, so I'm hoping that we'll get a lot more property taxes turned in and paid. And then sales tax revenue dropped a little this month as our big quarterly payers paid last month. So there, you'll see on the next slide that there was a little dip. We received 107,000 last month, and this month we just around 64. So it was a little different. Franchise fees are very strong right now. You see that we have already received $72,000 for revenue. And that's showing that we have 72% of the budget revenues remaining. And right now we want to see around 82, 83%. So we are over, we're going strong in franchise fees currently. And other in transfers, that is primarily bank interest right now. So we received a little over $10,000 this month in the general fund. We received almost 20,000 for general fund banking, but it's split out into streets, general fund, and BCDC. So that was the portion the general fund got. And hopefully, once the property taxes start being paid and our bank balances go up a little higher, property interest will also increase. Municipal court revenues are strong. As you look at those, we see that 8,600 this month, and that's largely part of what Lieutenant Scudder said. We are now 24-hour coverage, so that's helping us bring in the revenue. Of course, revenue does not pay for anything with court. It's compliance based, but people are getting their tickets, complying and whatnot, coming in and paying for their tickets. And then right now, total revenue references, revenue, 87%, so we are on target overall. So we're usually want to see 16 to 17% collected, so we're just shy of that goal, but I hopefully we start getting in the property taxes, that's gonna help us out. Any questions before I go to the next slide?
The permit fees look really strong as well for the first 2 months.
Yes, I am so sorry, yes.
Is that related to the, a lot of the home buildings?
Yes, residential permits are based on square footage.
Yeah.
So we have quite large homes coming in, so yes, our permit fees are quite substantial because of the square footage. And development fees are kind of on target because we didn't expect much this year, so we actually got some in. But we didn't expect much, only 4,000 because all the development was done in 2020. And then on the sales tax collection slide, it does show that little dip that I just mentioned, that we went from 107,000 in October, and then in November, we just brought in 65. Next slide is the all general fund expenditures over the departments. On budget with expenses, expending less than the 16-17% that we want to see in the respective line items for the second month of the fiscal year. There were no expenditures in municipal court, as I mentioned in last month. Since court was moved up a week, all of the expenses for November were paid out in October, and so it did even back out after that. And then transfers right here, the $6,300, almost $6,400. That is the transfers that's reflected going into the Montana Town Center grant that we collect for their sales tax. Any questions? And then specifically look at the different line items in administration, salary and benefits, right there on target. And, all right now, everything is good for November. We're pretty high in most of the remaining balances and whatnot. Supplies and fees and service charges are kind of where they need to be. Service charges, it looks really high, but we only have $1,400 budgeted, so it's pretty normal right there. And then maintenance and supplies was kind of large last month. That was because all the annual fees that were coming in for the support and maintenance and whatnot on our servers, website, those kind of things, software. Any questions before I move to Katie? Specifically looking at the police department, police is well within budget as you look at the budget remaining in a lot of these line items. We're still really high. Maintenance again was also their annual portions from last year. Salaries and benefits are on target as well. So police expenses are less than 17% across the board, so we're doing good right now. Any questions?
No.
Consent agenda. This agenda consists of non-controversial housekeeping items required by law. Items may be approved with single motion. Items may be removed from the consent agenda by any council member by making such a request prior to the motion and vote on the consent agenda. Number one, consider approval of the November 19th, 2024 regular meeting minutes. Number two, consider approval of November 25th, 2024 special meeting minutes. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion here. To approve consent agenda 1 and 4.
All those in favor? Motion carries 5-0. Thank you, Council. Public hearing number one, discuss and consider approval of engagement letter between Taylor, Olson, Atkins, Sorella, Elam, and the town of Bartonville to provide legal services and authorize the mayor to execute the same on behalf of the town. Discussion? Any questions?
Probably have anything. What we talked about. I think if we look over it, we think we can. I have no questions.
Okay. Do I have a motion?
I move that we approve the engagement letter between Taylor, Olson, Atkins, Stralia, and Elam, and the town of Bartonville to provide legal services and authorize the mayor to execute same on behalf of the town.
Second.
All those in favor? Motion carries 5-0. Thank you. Number two, discuss and consider approval of an ordinance granting an exclusive franchise for residential and commercial solid waste collection and recycling services to Frontier Waste Solutions, providing rights, duties, and obligations of the town and Frontier Waste Solutions, and authorize the acting town administrator to execute the solid waste collection and disposal agreement. Staff presentation.
Mayor, council, good evening. At the November council meeting, staff informed council that Frontier Waste Solutions was recommended as preferred provider for the town after reviewing all the RFPs. Council authorized the mayor and acting town administrator to begin negotiation with Frontier representatives. The contract was reviewed by our attorney and is included in your agenda packet. Frontier representatives Grant, Greg, and Corey met up. And also Randy, sorry, got your last name there. Thank you, Paul. Are here if you all have any questions from the representatives or staff.
Mayor, I do want to say that we do have a speaker that signed up for this agenda.
Okay.
You want to do that now?
Sure.
Okay. Siobhan O'Brien. Thanks.
Hi, my name is Siobhan O'Brien. I'm at 875 Porter Road. I have an equestrian facility, so somewhat commercial and residential. And I just want to say that they've, Corey from Frontier has made a strong effort to meet with us as well as the other ag farm facilities, and we don't quite have all the answers yet on how to be expeditious with our manure removal, but it's gonna be helpful, and I appreciate having an organization that took the time to come out, meet with us, and try to solve our problems.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ron.
Questions or criteria?
After reading the agreement, the rates seem very reasonable, the level of service, I think is, gonna be more than what we had, so that's positive for a lot of residents. So. Very good.
Me too. I think from what Kurt told us about the way the negotiations went, it sounded like it's tough to get started so far.
Yes, sir, they were very accommodating. I appreciate Grant, Corey, Randy. They did an excellent job. The mayor, we met with them and they were very, very accommodating with our requests. So it was nice. Yes, sir. I think it'd be a very good partnership.
And I would just echo that. They've been great to work with and I mean, when we needed something, they were like on it immediately. So I think they've been great. I think their customer service is gonna be excellent and pricing's great.
Can you share with us what your findings were in the disparity of the charges? That, because it did seem like the community waste, they weren't the same across the board for everyone. Was that what you discovered?
As far as their cost was going, they were going up. Currently it was gonna go to 1365. You talk about.
You talk about
I'm talking about Waste Connection.
Waste Connection was gonna go to 1985, I believe.
Right.
And then also what was really higher on them, they had their recycles like $14.22. I'm just going off of memory. Theirs was $8. So when you look at it, it was very much a different, level of cost. It was lower, but just the service that we've seen so far, I mean, it was really important. And that's one of the things, that was one of the things that sort of stood out when we did do this, was down to the final two, reaching out and finding out that they were really very service oriented. They've proven that. Corey was entering, I think, emails, and texts last night, like at 10:30 or 11 o'clock. So I don't think she sleeps either. But anyway, they were just, and my understanding, it was like a 40% increase that they even talked about. And that was, I guess, to the 19. I wasn't sure. I think there's just gonna be a higher cost. And the customer service, my understanding that there were some concerns about that. That's why council wanted us to take a look at RFP. They've been there 10 years, and sometimes it's just a good idea to get another set of eyes, look at it. And we went out and they did a really good job for us. But the cost is definitely gonna be less for some, for all the residents, and then also commercial.
Should be a positive for our citizens.
Their website's very informative, and also they're up to the times, they have an app that people can download now. Get updates and things like that, so.
Because if you look at the 40% increase versus what was proposed on this, there's quite a bit of substantial savings for our citizens and on the individuals. Because in my contacts that I've had with some citizens is that it didn't seem that the standard rates applied across the board to everybody were not the same. One person would get 17 something a container, another would get 1183, another would get 1249, another 1317. And now we have something black and white. Well, if you're gonna have $13.95 versus $8 for your recycle, that's what the citizens need. And they want some transparency on this because they're upset when they found out about the increase and they weren't told about it. And especially when you couldn't take 40% across the board for everybody because no one's rate, the neighbors were not the same as your next door neighbor. So I was just kind of curious as to what kind of feedback you were getting on that when you did your research. And
that was something that I think the mayor brought that to me, is that, yes, they were like somebody would be in charge, different rates. They weren't the set rates. And that's some of the things that Frontier found out. So yes, there's going to be set rates. The other thing is there's a lot of people out there that have cards out there that aren't paying for the cards. So, they'll do that, which will also be, bring in some different revenues for them, but also provide a good service.
can we ask some questions about the contract? Is that appropriate now?
Ask contract questions. You want to talk to Frontier? You want to talk to a Frontier representative?
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
for instance, on the contract on page 10, when they call about landfill access, you know, you're, according to the website, I think when you want your landfill access, that's gonna be over there on Justin Road. So my question is, because I know this question is gonna come up with citizens, says that on presentation of the current utility bill from the town residents, you may dispose of waste free of charge at all Frontier site located at 805 Topeka Avenue, Justin, Texas. What kind of site is that that a citizen can go over there and take their, and what material are they talking about?
That's our hauling site. That's what we'll be servicing the city of Bartonville out of that site. So we'll have a 30-yard open top roll-off box that a citizen wants to come and dump, and we'll make that available to them.
Is that a transfer station at that facility?
It's not, no. No, we won't be storing trash there yet. If somebody's coming up there bringing something, we'll make sure it's removed. Yeah.
Now, is there gonna be a limit as to what a citizen can take over there?
Well, initially, no. If there's somebody coming every day and abusing it, then yeah, I mean, we'll probably have a conversation. We'll reach out to y'all and say, hey, is there, this is probably not being generated from a household. This is coming from somewhere outside. So at that point, we would probably reach out to the city and try to work on a solution.
The reason I ask this is because I just know from being out here and knowing some of the citizens that someone's gonna come up one day and decide that, they can't put it out there on the street and they got too much, they want to load their trailer up and take it to the dump instead of taking it out to Louisville or then landfill. If they can take it over to your facility and dump it, are they gonna be able to do that?
Yeah, I mean, our goal is use it, don't abuse it. I mean, so, yeah, we wanna make ourselves available. We wanna offer that service to the citizens, or to the residents, but yeah, I mean, if somebody's abusing it, then like I said, we'll raise our hand and say, hey, can we talk about this? This address is bringing 8 yards every day for the past month. We're reasonable, we're a reasonable bunch, and that's all we're gonna do, is try
It's
to have a
not for
conversation.
construction dumping and stuff like that.
Right.
That's what you're talking about.
Yes.
This is for residential.
Yes.
Yeah, they can take it.
down to the.
Sure.
I thought Clay was checking for his stuff.
You got a special bulky brush collection? Because I know this question is gonna come up.
We'll be doing that every week.
Okay, but that's for according to what I'm talking about here, is not the 4 foot, 40 pound and bundles of brush. Larger amounts of brush that could be taken to or for picked up. You'd have to notify, I think it's a week in advance.
Yes, if we're notified, yes, we'll absolutely take that. As long as it's something that we can put in the back of our truck.
And you can do the notifications over your website or the app, or you
Yeah, I
can
mean,
call
so-
in, whatever.
And Corey will be doing a tracking, we have a system called, or an app or website called Track Easy. So that's where we'll put that, request in, and then our drivers, will get that information when they go out to start their day.
Okay, one more question, and then I just know that this is gonna be there's gonna be questions asked on this. In there, they were talking about tires and wheels. What's that policy on that?
Do we take tires? We don't. Now, if you have a tire problem here, we've got another city, Bald Springs, for example, they have an open top that they store at their public works facility, and whenever they call us every 4 to 6 months, and we come and pick it up. They have a rate negotiated with a provider. We haul it, but the disposal, they pay for that. I have no idea what that costs. The bill goes straight to them. So if that's something y'all are interested in, we can absolutely do that. But we can't take it to the landfill.
Yeah.
We'll just, okay, keep doing that over and clean or buying.
Thank you.
You sure?
Yeah.
Anybody else have anything?
Oh, I have a question. Have you had much response already for people going online and setting up their accounts this early, or do most of them, have they been notified, or Corey, leave?
All right,
Yes,
this
I
is
can
what I'll
answer
let-
that one.
Okay,
We actually had quite a bit of response from the city posting it on their website. We probably had maybe about 80 people call in so far. I expect to see a lot once we have the cards start getting delivered this week and they have the literature on there. But we probably had about 80 people call so far. Yeah. Anything else?
You won't be, everyone knows you can sign up, but you can't log on until you get an email back.
Yes, so you'll get an email and it'll send you a link straight to the portal and it'll go straight to the email that you used to sign up with. And you'll be able to create your own password in there. It'll give you a temporary password to log in, and when you log in, you'll be able to create your own password. You can see your pickup date on it, you can see your bill on it. If for some ungodly reason, there's ever some reason that the service isn't happening, or there was a reason that the service couldn't be picked up, you'll see that on there as well, like cart not out, cart blocked, stuff like that.
Great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Any other questions? Thank you, appreciate it.
Thank you.
I'll make a motion to approve ordinance granting an exclusive franchise for residential and commercial solid waste collection and recycling services to Frontier Waste Solutions, providing rights, duties, and obligations of the town and Frontier Waste Solutions, and authorizing the acting town administrator to execute a solid waste collection and disposal agreement.
Second.
All those in favor? Motion carries 5-0. Number 3, discuss and consider approval of a resolution accepting the town's investment policy for fiscal year 2024-25. Staff presentation.
Mayor, council, 2019, and it's required by state law that we do provide you with an investment policy with the town of Bartonville. It's in your packet. We recommend no changes this year. And if you have any questions at all, we'll be more than happy to answer those for you.
No questions. It's status quo.
Yeah. Thank you. You have a motion?
I make a motion that we consider approval of a resolution approving participation in the Texas opioid.
Wrong
I make a motion that we consider approval of the resolution.
Second.
All those in favor? Motion carries 5-0. Thank you, Councilor. Number 4, discuss and consider approval of a resolution approving the participation in Texas opioid settlement with Kroger and authorizing the mayor to execute the participation on behalf of the town. Staff presentation. Attorney Bob.
This is similar to some previous opioid settlements that have come on. This is one that we found out about recently, last month. And it's a settlement that the state of Texas made with Kroger. Same background on the opioid crisis and all the costs that causes in each town. And so this is an opportunity for the town to participate in settlement proceeds, whatever those are, has not been determined yet. But this is simply another way to adopt a resolution and the paperwork to submit it so that whatever is available to the town can be received.
Thank you.
We're just offering them the money.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't we?
Same thing.
Yeah.
You have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve a resolution approving participation in the Texas opioid settlement with Kroger and authorize the mayor to execute the participation form on behalf of the town.
All those in favor? Motion carries 5-0. Thank you, Council. Future agenda items. Are there any items council would like to press on the upcoming agenda?
Given we're doing a contract with Frontier, a while back, we passed an ordinance regarding the parameters on when residents are supposed to put their receptacles out and pick them up. I think we had very specific days of the week mentioned in there, so we probably need to amend that.
We looked at that.
We looked at that and it says specific day in the code of ordinances, but it does say no earlier than 7 p.m. the day before the
Okay,
specific
so it
day.
didn't say Sunday or Monday.
Correct.
Okay, so we're good.
We're smart enough to leave ourselves.
We're good. That's a good thing.
Shake it for that.
That's a good thing. All right, cool. The second thing I had, currently we have a, storage facility over in, I guess it's Flower Mound. To store the Christmas tree and all that sort of stuff. I think that expense is going up to about $1,400 a year. An idea that I had, and everybody agrees with what the gentleman talked about, is to buy a second storage shed back here to, be able to store the Christmas tree. And because 1,400 a year, we're gonna keep doing the Christmas tree, doing that every year. You buy a storage shed, you put the money up front.
We can put that on the agenda. No, we can put that on the agenda.
So, and if you want, I'll go do some research, and there's a couple places up in Bartonville that I can go talk to them, and just get some prices to look at.
Okay. We can put that on the January agenda. Okay. All right, is that it? Time being 11:39.